hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Good evening,
Yes.
ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
You're doing great, ma'am. What about you?
Yeah, I am also doing fantastic.
So, ma'am, as we are meeting first time, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, sure. Why not? As you already know my name, Lalita. I'm Lalita. I was born and raised in Uttarakhand, but currently I'm living in Noida. And if I go into my qualification, so I have done my masters in English literature, and after that I did B.Ed, Bachelor of Education. I did, and after B.Ed, I did a job also. I was a teacher, and then I have a kid also. Now he's 6 year old. He's just sitting beside me, and so that the day he was born, so that day I left my job, and now it's have been almost 6 year. I'm not working. I'm not doing any job, and I'm learning this language.
So, ma'am, can I introduce myself?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I would
You have
love
given
to hear about both of you.
me so
Great.
much. This is Maliha binti Masood. I'm connecting with you. You're not visible, ma'am.
Yes, I'm not visible.
Okay, now it's okay. As I'm telling you, this is Maliha binti Masood. I'm connecting with you from Bangladesh as your neighbor country. If I talk, I love to know new things, especially vocabulary, English related or other subject. If I talk about my family, so my family consists of 4 members. They're my parents, me, and my brother. If I talk my brother, so his name is Muwaj bin Masood. He also studies in 7th standard. We are siblings as well as we are twins all of time in a single day. We always try to know every new things together, and we always try to have a session together with you like other person those who are from Indian people. If I talk our family, so if I say that parents, so they are also teachers, and I have told that I'm from Bangladesh, so that's it about me.
Oh, great, great, great. So you are studying in class 7, both of them.
Yes, we are both study 7th standard.
Great, great, great. And the way you are speaking, it's commendable. It's fantastic. So how you
Okay, so
started to learn this language? Yes, you were saying something. Please
yeah,
continue.
ma'am, could you please tell us that how long have you been learning this language?
Okay, if I talk about myself, so I'm learning this language. It's been more than 1 year. Yeah, but I'm not too much consistent. Yes.
If I talk about us, so we have been learning this language last 1 year.
Okay, great.
But
But you are
I
doing great.
yes, nowadays we're doing great, but not so fantastically. We can speak in English a little bit. So if I said that previous time, first Muaz has landed, but one day he has made a video by himself, and I don't know that time he has landed. If I talk that especially our journey, so through Muaz I have landed, but first time our father motivation me that Maliha, you have to learn this language because nowadays in our country or all over the world they are learning English. So in that time I have thought that as my father is telling, as he's a teacher, he know very well. So in that time I have captured in my mind, and that time I have started my English journey. I watched, as in a modern age we have a phone, that is why I searched that how people is learning English. Then I thought, and I have watched in video that someone is learning English by they are making blog video, they are connecting with people. Then our father also told that you have to create a YouTube channel. Then
Mm-hmm.
through our father we have created a YouTube channel. Nowadays we are running, and I don't know it is growing up or not. Yeah, especially my brother managed this YouTube channel very clearly.
Okay, great, great. So how you manage the school and the learning this language and the YouTube journey also? No, Beto, don't do that.
Yeah, actually, ma'am, it's very difficult to speak frankly. That it's very much difficult to handle our YouTube channel as well as our speaking style besides our study. You know that we are
Mhm.
as we are studying at 7th standard, so we have lots of works at our for our homework for home tasks for
Mhm,
our
mhm,
So you can say that most of the time we stay at school, so evening time is the best time for making conversation and for handling or speaking spoken English. So that's why you can
Hmm.
say that that's why every single day we're trying to our best to have a conversation, at least one conversation per day in the evening time especially.
Hmm.
And then you can say that all time, 24 hours we speak in English. We don't use our mother tongue at our home. So that's why you can say that we don't take any kind of specific time, particular time for practicing purpose. So we are getting benefits more and more benefits from these sites that we are speaking all the day long, 24 hours. We don't speak our mother tongue, so it is natural that we will speak like that fluency. We are trying our best, and sometimes we are facing trouble. Sometimes we are facing a little bit problem to manage it. So, however, we are doing it.
Yes, yes, yes. Obviously, yeah. But you are doing great. But you have, despite of lot of work, despite of having lot of work, the managing study, and the way, you are learning this language. So you imbibe yourself. You are immersing yourself into this language because you both are. I mean, obviously you are sibling. So you don't need to go outside or to practice with someone else. You are enough.
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. Your conception is correct. That we are so lucky that we have a partner to communicate
Hmm.
and to speak in English. We don't have any kind of partner to speak in English like
Hmm.
we are
Hmm.
connecting with you.
Yes.
So someone those who are so curious to connect with people for speaking, they don't have any partner.
Yes.
But we are
Yes.
so lucky. But one thing we say that we have thought our thinking is like different, that we have a partner but we don't know very well English. That is why nowadays we are connecting.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
if I say that spoken English, so we have taken as our native language. As a language, we
Hmm.
have that time we don't think anything when we speak, and that is why we don't follow any kind of grammatically rules. We don't feel any kind of hesitation to speak in English.
Yes, yes, that is great. This is the best way. Actually, you are getting a partner every time. Every time you both are together, so you are whatever word you are using, so you have to speak in English. So this is the best way to learn this language. And I think
Yes,
you don't
ma'am.
know about the grammar and all. You are learning grammar separately. No,
Yes, ma'am. We are
as a
no
subject.
grammar separately, as well as our tutor come our house, and together we learn it grammatically function especially.
Okay. And what about the school?
Yeah, in school we have textbooks. So our class teacher finished the textbook, and sometimes they hired take the specific grammar book. So we have to board it. We have to board, and government give us as a free textbook. So we take it. You can say it as our academic study. We have just only one textbook and one text grammar book. And if we want to learn any other grammar in at our house, there are lots of grammar books for improving for reading them.
Okay. Okay. So great. So you are reading also. I mean, except your textbook, you are learning or you are reading something else too.
Yeah, you can say that we are not fond of reading too much, but we're trying to read every single day because, as you know, that for our academic study for a school, we have to read every single day to complete our home tasks. But for
Hmm.
learning English, we don't get enough time, ma'am, for reading more. But we're trying our best. We are taking some specific time for reading to enhance our spoken English and to our pronunciations.
Actually,
Okay.
ma'am, I
Yeah.
have thought that every single day I have to learn some of vocabulary. That vocabulary is must important to learn English. That is why by memorizing, by remembering some of vocabulary, I have captured it. And I think if I read vocabulary, then our textbook, some of books will be able to know the meaning, the single word. That is why we have learning this language. So
Okay.
one question I'd like to ask you, ma'am, that what do you do every single day to enhance your spoken English?
Okay. If I talk about myself, so I'm also learning this language in a holistical manner, like where every day I try to do each and everything like LSRW, like listening, reading, writing, and speaking too.
Yeah, ma'am, I got it. One thing you are saying me that listening, I have forgot to tell you that I'm so curious to listen more and more people's speeches, people's words, what they're saying. Because first, when I have started my journey, then I listen what Muwaj is saying by his tongue, and those who are English speaker especially. Then I listen, and listening is the most important for learning English.
Hmm. Actually, what happens now when a child born, so till 2 years, he just listen. He or she just they are just listening and they are just give training to their ear. And after 2 years, they start to speak basic words.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, ma'am.
Yeah. So listening is the first step to learn any languages, because firstly we have to listen, then we can, because after some the child when after 2 years, so he start to speak basic sentence, basic word, even not sentence, like letters.
Yeah, actually, we also acknowledge it, especially I acknowledge it that listening is the first step for learning English, for speaking English. Actually, when we brought up in since that time, since our birth, we listen more and more to our native language. That's why we can
Hmm.
speak fluently in our native language.
Hmm.
And especially we have listened from our surrounding people, from our relatives, grandparents,
Hmm.
parents, from them. We have listened more and more our native language. So if you have many kids, ma'am, I think that you should speak with him or her. Then he or she will be able to speak English. That's why I can say that those are adults, those are kids right now. If we all want to learn English, speak English, so first step is that we have to listen more and more English contents, English video, or English lecture.
Yes, yes. Every time now when you both are speaking to each other, so obviously you are listening, you are training to your ears also.
Yeah,
So
you're
this
right.
is the best way.
Yes, ma'am. This is the best way that, however we do, but when we listen, then we will be able to understand that what they are saying, and we can speak in English so fastly, so
Hmm.
confidently.
And then we have to
Hmm.
try to speak a little sentence, little sentence to get fluency, because I have seen so many video. Actually, to be honest, ma'am, that we didn't do any kind of course. We didn't go a specific coaching center for learning English. We have learned English at our home by ourselves. So we have
Hmm.
seen on mobile phone that those who are going to coaching center in the city, they are the teachers are teaching them the simple sentence for making to get fluency. So I think that
Hmm.
after listening, we have to try to speak. If we listen more and more, but if we don't speak, so we won't be able to learn English. If we want to
Yes.
speak English, so we have to speak more. We have to try our
Yes.
best.
Yes, yes. So, suppose you are surrounded with the English language, but if till the day you are not going to open your mouth,
Yeah, you're
so
right.
how you can train your muscles? It's very important to set our muscles, tongue.
Y-
Yes, ma'am, you're correct. One thing I'd like to tell you that when we go in front of people, then we must have to speak in English. What they're saying, people will criticize us that they're so youth, they're so younger, but in front of us they're speaking. They know speak a little bit there, but they're speaking in front of us. They will criticize, but we have to tolerate it. What we are saying, that we have to understand it. We have created the environment where we didn't learn it. Anybody don't help us that you have to learn English. They didn't inspire us. Nowadays I'm trying to inspire other people, those who are not educated, they are illiterate, so that they will be able to understand that what is the importance of learning English. And I'd like to also tell you that we are trying to get motivation from that people, those who don't know about English, and they will be get motivation from us, and they will start their English journey. By the way, I'd like to say that if they start, definitely they will grow up, and by listening, by doing some of things, by practicing every single day, they can speak in English.
So, ma'am,
Hmm.
you are very fluent, ma'am. You are in spoken English. You have been learning this language. You have been speaking English for last more than 1 year. So, could you please tell, and you are also making with any other people on this application. So can you tell me that how long have you been using this application? How long have you been making this type of conversation?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Actually, it's have been almost 2 months back. I started to connect with the people like YouTubers. Sometimes I approach them, and sometimes they approached me like you. So it's have been almost till the day. I think I made almost 20 to 25 conversation videos like that.
20 to 25 conversation per day.
No, not per day. In the whole means in the 60 or 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, yeah. Still, you have made 20 to 25
Yes,
conversation.
yes.
Right.
Sometime even
So
per day. Sometimes not means possible to me.
Yeah, that's great because as a housewife, you don't get any kind of time. So, can you
Mhm.
tell me that, from home, have you got the idea for making conversation of this application?
Through YouTube, because I also watched some conversation. I started to watch some conversation videos, so I get to idea when I saw people are connecting to each other to enhancing their skills. So I also started to connect with the people.
Actually, ma'am, can you tell me that every Indian people watch YouTube, not other social media like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook? Because I have seen that most of the people are learning English on YouTube just.
Hmm. Actually, I'm not too much aware about the Instagram, Facebook, and all, because I'm also not using because I'm not getting too much time. So that's why. But yeah, I think YouTube is easy, and you can nowadays na, you can get anything on the YouTube. Suppose where you are, it's just like a Google, even more than that.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. You're right that I am also fond of YouTube very much to watch more and more videos. You will be get into any kind of video, entertainment video,
Hmm.
educational video, tech video, gaming video, any
Hmm.
kind of categories video you'll get on YouTube. So that's why people
People are comfortable.
love to watch YouTube video. But that matter. So that's it. So,
Yes,
ma'am,
people are
if you
comfortable.
have any
Yes.
question, you can ask me.
Yeah, I'm already asking you means how you learned, how you started to learn this language. What fascinates you?
Yeah, actually, as I told you that we have been learning this language for last since last one
Yes.
year. Actually, it was a great journey. You can say that, we are very lucky because we are twins siblings. We don't need any kind of partner because most of the English learner facing this type of problem, lack of partner, they don't practice. But we don't need it. Actually, if we don't, and then we try to speak some a little sentence. Then we go advanced sentence and on the February month 2023 we got the idea from one person about this application, and then we started our English making conversation journey. Actually, we have made more than 100 conversation on this application, and I think that is very better because we are getting so many people, especially from India, so many people, also you can say from every state. So we talk to them because you know that and we are speaking a lot very better. We're trying our best, but when we actually when I listen their speech, is especially Indian people speak from other country, we see that they are using advanced sentence, advanced words, advanced pronunciation. So that's what we're making. I think it is helping us very much. So through this, we are trying our best, and for a lifetime, we will try.
Yes, yes, you are already doing great. You both of them, you are doing great. And the way you are learning this language, like hardly you are, I think, in the seventh standard. Akshay, don't do that. So your journey is arguments. It's great. I will give you after that.
Yeah,
So, ma'am,
ma'am. One thing I'd like to tell you that when we didn't started our having conversation with Indian people previous time when we have started our English journey, we don't know much English, but some of time we search in a YouTube application or any other apps. So in that time, one person has told us that you have to create a YouTube channel as well as you have to create you have to install this application, and in that application you will get much more people, and you will, if you connect with them, they definitely you
Mhm.
will be able to grow up your English, and more English video if you watch, then you will be able to understand. And when we have started having conversation, then we are knowing that what people are saying, they are doing advanced things, they are speaking, then we are like this way, we are connecting last one year, and definitely nowadays we can speak in English a little bit.
okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
ma'am,
obviously. This is
so
the
ma'am,
best way.
if you don't mind, can we wrap up this session for today because we have talked more than 19 minutes.
Yes, yes, sure, sure, sure.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for having for giving us your valuable time and for having this conversation.
Same from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much,
much.
ma'am. Have a great
Thank you.
evening.
Same.